Hello, this is OverlordBou, and I'm back. And this video today will be a video on the two ships, so you get two ships for the price of one video. So it'll be featuring the starships Edinburgh and the Kitakaze. So first I'll be talking about the star Edinburgh and then the Kita. But going off of that, so first off, the star Edinburgh is pretty much a direct clone of the tier 8 British light cruiser, the Edinburgh, while the Kita, which is very similar, but it only has the F3 torpedoes, so it only has the 8-kilometer torpedoes. So the Star Kita only has the 8-kilometer torpedoes, but otherwise than that, both ships come with their unique special camouflages and sounds, as well as a unique commander voiceovers for their commanders. And the examples of the special camouflages and sounds is that whenever the ship is spotted, the camo will react to it, as in when you're spotted or not spotted. And there's a lot of different animations when you use consumables and stuff like that on the line. So it's pretty cool in that regard. It's the first kind of unique camouflages and voiceover commander and such that World of Warships ever done. So I think it's a really cool attempt at kind of making a unique kind of ship or a unique kind of camouflage and stuff that's more based off of the in-game actions and if you're spotted or not. So I think it's really cool for sure. So because the stats are pretty much exactly the same as their tech tree counterparts, I'll be focusing just on their gameplay instead. So first up, we'll be talking about the Star Edinburgh, the tier 8 Star Edinburgh. Her captain and ship will be shown on the top right. Like her British equivalent, she has two different playstyles, depending on if she is running smoke or radar. Now, her most common playstyle is the smoke farming, which she does well at thanks to her long smoke duration. Now, the Hydra protects you from random torpedoes, and it lets you send smoke for up to 2 minutes. Now, while her AP has amazing bounce angles and almost never overpins, this comes at the cost of no HE whatsoever. So if someone completely angled and heavily armored ships can practically negate your damage output, sadly. Now, due to her floaty shells, you definitely need to get under the 12 kilometers for maximum damage or under 8 kilometers to reliably hit destroyers. You do get 10-kilometer torpedoes, which can come in handy for point-blank torpedo rushes, but don't expect much otherwise than that. Now, you do want to make sure you try to outflank the enemy so you can farm their broadsides for that really juicy damage. Now, she is definitely harder to play than your average cruiser, but can play very effective when down-tiered. Now, for the radar Edinburgh, it's pretty much a completely different beast, as she can annihilate Ds in her radar trap. With a 10-kilometer radar and a 9.2 kilometer concealment, you can radar ambush DDs and nuke them if they turn out. However, this comes at the cost of your damage farming and survivability, and you're completely reliant on dodging and hiding behind islands to survive any counterattacks. Now, the super heal does help somewhat, but your citadel is actually pretty hard to hit on the Edinburgh. But if they get lucky, they can still dev strike you, so definitely be careful of that. Now, for the positioning of the Edinburgh, I would definitely say position your caps in other areas if you expect DDs to cross. And as soon as you spot them, as soon as you're spotted, you just radar back. And you just pretty much just try to radar run them down before they get away. If you're lucky enough, you'll be forced bow in to make it easier for you and your team to farm them. You definitely want to use islands or his own smoke against them if you're trying to kill the DD. Trying to get closer for easier shots. If you catch a DD within 6 to 7 kilometers with the radar build, you can easily 100-0 him with just one radar. Otherwise, you just want to use allied smokes and islands to safely farm ships. Now, the radar enemy is definitely a high risk, high reward gameplay, but you can definitely crush destroyers. But you will be dev struck easily in return. So she's better in tier 8 ranked, where killing DDs early can decide the matches. So while this replay is going on, I'm just going to talk about the Edinburgh more while we wait for the replay of the Kita to come up, because since we're talking about two ships here, I kind of like separate the vid into two different sections. So this section is going to be out the Edinburgh, and the second half is going to be out the Star Kita. So pretty much whenever I play the Edinburgh, I usually recommend playing the smoke farming Edinburgh. It's a lot safer and more reliable damage than the radar. But you can play Radar if you like, but I normally recommend more the smoke for more your average or little higher skill level players. But if you want to have like if you want to go out and hunt DDs and have a fun time doing that, then I would definitely recommend doing a radar build if you're more looking for that. Now, the start Edinburgh is definitely a lot of fun to play. I did enjoy playing it. I think the camo is really cool as well with the voiceovers. Now, just to state, now the Starship and the camera will be released as a part of a set bundle. There are 124 bundles total, and they'll be sold at 350 doubloons each. You can get it from there, or you can bulk buy them for a discount up to 20% off, to buy at least 65 at once. Or if you want to buy everything, you can do it for 140 for both. For 140, I don't know if it's worth for both. Like, both ships are really nice, right? You do get the premium credit earning, and you get the premium commander XP and the free XP. So I can potentially see how it's worth in there. But you guys will have to kind of voice if you want to spend that kind of money on a camo, a unique camo and voiceover. I do think the unique voiceover is pretty cool. Same with the camouflages and the horns as well. And the gun sounds are also pretty dope as well. Like, I do think they're pretty cool in that regard. But for me, it's like, if you play the game and you're not pretty much, if you play the game, enjoy the game, and if you don't need to buy these. This is more like something like if you want something pretty cool looking or something that's like really cool, then yeah, I definitely recommend it. But if you're trying to like farm credits and stuff, there are other ship farmers you can get that are cheaper than this, like the mains or a few others that are cheaper. So that's my opinion pretty much of like the Star Edinburgh in particular. Like, I do think it's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun playing it. Now, the most action packed of this match is going to be later in the match. As you can see, I was kind of like a little bit passive using the islands early in the match to make sure I could go dark or, you know, kind of stay hidden. I didn't want to get farmed early pretty much. I was just trying to make sure I didn't get dev struck. So for me, that was like kind of my biggest concern. I didn't want to get dev struck. I always have that issue. So with these kind of ships, you have that issue, so you have to watch out for that. You always have to be on your head on a swivel. Make sure you don't get dev struck. Make sure where anyone's possibly able to shoot you, or if you're gonna get spotted by CVs, you always have to be watching out for that. But luckily enough, my team was spotting a lot of this match, so I was able to get a lot of farm throughout this match, as you'll see. And as you can see, the AP does do a decent amount of damage when it does hit a more broadside or a lesser angled ship. But once they go bow in, it's definitely going to be or aft into you. It's going to be a lot harder to do a lot of damage. But the damage is pretty consistent with the AP. It is pretty consistent on ships whenever they're showing broadside or giving you a slight angle. It is pretty consistent because it does have the improved pen angles, and it's also short fuse as well, so that it does have the more guarantee of penning and not over penning. That's why like the middle line does really good against destroyers, because they're improved. It has like the improved AP with the short fuse, so they're more likely to penetrate on destroyers, so it does a lot more damage as well, which is like really nice. But yeah, this poor fella, because he pushed it in the middle and just getting hammered by the CV currently. Poor guy. Poor guy indeed. I just get to safely farm in the smoke. Have all the funds. Now, if I was using the radar Edinburgh here, I could have just sat at the island that's like right in the middle there and pretty much been safe. So even if I did not have a smoke, I could have just sat at the island anyway. If someone wanted to bring that up or say that, but yes, I could have also sat at the island as well. But I do like the Edinburgh voiceover a little bit more than the Kita, so you'll hear both of them later on. Well, you hear the Kita one a little bit later on, so you'll hear that one. But I prefer the Edinburgh voiceover and camo over the Kita, but that's more of just a personal preference. Some people may like the Kita more, but I'd preferably just enjoy the Edinburgh more than the Kitas. Good lord, man. Yeah. I also I was kind of worried about pushing the Edinburgh. I was wanting to turn around and kind of push at him. Not push at him, but be able to kite out from the island. But at the same time, I knew that if I did that, the Hindenburg does have very good AP on broadside targets or like closer range targets. I didn't want to risk letting him just slap the living crap out of me if I wasn't careful. So I kind of just wanted to stay here and be a little bit more passive and just do a single file torpedo launch, like giving him a little bit of a space to make it where he couldn't just rush. He had to kind of slow down. As you'll see, it pretty much pays off here because he sees the torpedoes and he starts slowing down. Like you see here, he starts to slow down. Then he does the mistake of not turning in or anything. And I just start hammering him with the AP. Oh man, it's so nice because he can't just W out because of the torpedoes. He has to wait for them. So he's just sitting here while I do 6-7K salvos, and it's like, oh, it's just so nice. Oh man, I just love that damage. It's so good. I love it. Oh man, I love the Minotaur line. The Minotaur line is one of my favorite lines to play. I don't really play it that often, but in randoms, the Minotaur line AP just... oh, dude, it's just so good. I love it. It's so much fun to play. Just taking a sip of my juice. Good stuff, good stuff. So this match was a 17-minute match. It was a pretty long match, so we still have a way to go. But if you guys are paying attention to the camo, whenever I activate certain consumables like a DCP or a heal or a sonar or a smoke, the ship kind of changes a little bit. The gem will change colors, or different components of the ship will change or act a little bit differently. So it's a really cool aspect of the fact that it'd be nice in the future they add more kind of unique camouflages, like more ones where either you can control the change. Like for instance, if you honk, like if you do your horn with the ship horn, I wish that it would make it where you can change how a camouflage looks depending upon it. Like if you honk your horn, you can turn that certain feature on, or if you honk your horn, you can make the or you can turn off that specific feature. I wish that was something that you could kind of control. It'd be a lot more, I don't know, I think it'd be a cool little feature if they did for these kind of camouflages that have unique changes whenever you're spotted or not spotted. I think it'd be really cool. Like, since they're already trying it out, like, why not, right? They're already trying out these or testing them out to see how the community will like them. So we'll see. And yeah, as you can tell, there's a Benham in front of me, and yeah, that's not gonna go. Nope. Benham is not gonna go well at all. So just reverse there. Just reverse there. Yeah, that's good stuff. But yeah, so while we're just watching here with the match, I do want your guys' opinion. What do you guys think of the new Pan American line so far? Like, it's been about in early access for maybe a week at this point. I'm curious if you guys had an opinion of the line. If you guys wouldn't mind, give it to me. Like in the comments, you guys would tell me, like, do you like the line? Do you think it's fun? Do you not like it? I would be curious if you guys can give me that, because I am curious on what your guys' opinion of it is. Ugh. Good lord, man. Luckily enough, our team, well, not luckily enough, but I'm glad that my team here was also kind enough to spot the destroyer here. But man, look how much damage you do with the AP on the Benham. It's just like, oh, it's such juicy damage. Juicy damage. I don't remember if he launched torps here, but I was watching out for battleship salvos. It's kind of why you see me keeping my head on a swivel. Yeah, I should have been a little bit more to the right, but yeah, that stinks. Yeah, I don't think I kill him here, but I think the CV does. Yeah, no, I didn't. Sadly, rip. But looky here, we got ourselves a broadside CV. Hello, good sir. Now, the one issue about having short fuse AP, one, you get more guaranteed pens. The other issue is, though, you're less likely to get citadels. which I think is okay because you're just getting that more consistent pen damage. So you're less likely to overpen, and you're way more likely to get the consistent pen damage, which is like really, really nice. As you can see, I was just doing just 7, 8K salvos each time over and over and over and over again to them. Just such nice damage. Like being able to play Edinburgh again, because I don't really play it that much. It just shows like how good of, like, if you play it properly, how well the Minotaur line in particular can do. If you're in the right positioning and such, it just does like a really, really good. I just love the line. It's so much fun to play. Sadly though, it's not a very good clan battle line, or it's not a very good clan battle line. Sadly, the Minotaur line isn't, so you're not going to see it very much. Like, the ships are just a little bit too fragile for clan battles, and that's kind of the main reason why you don't see them. They're very easily able to get death struck. And since there's no HE, you don't have any fire potential, so if an enemy just sits bow into you, you're not going to be doing that much damage to them, sadly. But yep, at this point, it's pretty much just trying to farm out their battleship, and I just need to be hitting the right spot. I'm trying to aim for the upper deck, the upper side plate, not the citadel. I'm trying to aim for the upper side plating, which is about 32 millimeters, I believe. 32 or 38 millimeters, which makes it where I can pin right through it and do pen damage. I'm aiming for that and the superstructure. If you're trying to see where I'm aiming, I'm not trying to aim for the citadel. I'm not trying to aim for the citadel or the armored plate or the torpedo protection. I'm trying to aim for that upper plate. Get that consistent damage. If you guys are wondering where I'm trying to aim there. But no, at this point, I was like, F it, I might as well give them a chance to be able to kill me since the match is almost over. So I just wanted to pop out, pop my super heal, and just give him a chance to kill me. I didn't want to just sit in the smoke the whole time. So I did give him a chance to kill me, but he is flooding out, sadly. So the poor fella isn't going to last. But yeah, it was definitely a fun match. I had a lot of fun with the Edinburgh for sure. So I did 139k damage, 2 kills, no citadels. I was top of the team with 2600 base XP. Very nice, very nice. Very nice indeed. I also earned a nice amount of credits as well, so I'll take that. But yep, that's going to be for the Edinburgh. Now we're going to be moving on to the Kita. So moving on with the Kita. So the Star Kita is the other ship that we talk about today. This time we're going to be playing as the IGN-DD gunboat. Her captain build will be shown on the top right, so you guys can take a look at that while I talk about the ship. Now, while this ship is almost as good as the Tech Tree Kita, her major drawback, though, is that she's locked into using the 8-kilometer F3 torpedoes, which pretty much makes her torpedoes useless in 90% of her matches. Thankfully, her guns are untouched, so you can freely farm enemies and smoke, which is really, really nice. So you definitely want to find a Bow and Cruiser or BB and punish him for his life choices. Now, the Kitakaze is also good against other DDs, though have another DD spot for you so you can take less damage. The HE is very consistent, but AP will boost your firepower against broadside ships at a closer ranges. So you don't want to bother with past 10 kilometers with your AP, as they'll shatter against anything but superstructures. So definitely use your AP within 6 to 10 kilometers is your ideal engagement range with the AP. Now, usually it's definitely better to be farming in smoke, but you can get away with open watering against 1 or 2 ships just using HE at long ranges. But you do want to watch out for radar ships when using smoke, as they can definitely catch you. They can definitely chase you out and make you vulnerable. So definitely be careful of that. Otherwise than that, if you can use IFHE or not use IFHE on the Kita, it's more of a personal preference. I'm like in the middle. Sometimes I'll take a IFHE, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I like just getting the more like fire damage consistency, or sometimes I prefer more just getting that raw IFHE damage. So it kind of depends on the day. So sometimes I'll want just the more raw damage, or sometimes I want more of like the fire damage. So it's either or. It just depends. It depends either way. But otherwise than that, the Star Kit is still a solid ship. Even if she isn't as good as her Tech Tree counterpart, It's definitely not the easiest or forgiving of DDs, but it's still quite powerful when played correctly. Now, as I was saying earlier, you can get each starship and commander will be released as part of a set bundle. And there are 124 bundles total that'll be sold at 350 doubloons each. And you can buy these bundles in bulk to give you a discount up to 20% if you buy at least 65 at once. And it will cost you about $34,720 to buy everything, or about $140. So again, as I was saying earlier, I do think the commanders and the camels are really cool for the ships. You do get the credit bonuses for playing a tier 8 and tier 9 premium ship. You do get the commander bonus as well, so you get more extra commander XP and free XP from playing these. But at the same time though, these are pretty much just tech tree counterparts with cool camouflages and voiceovers. So you're paying for the extra, you're paying for the ship and the camouflage and the voiceover. So it's more of like a personal preference if that's what you want or not want. So yeah, it's more of just a personal preference on that. If you guys want to buy, you can. If not, it's totally up to you guys. I'm up in the air with it. Like, to me, I think the camouflages and commanders are really cool, but personally, I couldn't see myself spending I couldn't see myself spending money to buy these. Like, they are super cool. I'm not denying that. They're really cool. I think the commander and stuff are really cool. Commanders are cool. The camouflages are cool. It's really unique with how, when they're spotted or not spotted, the ship will change. The camouflage will change to showcase that. Along with when you use different consumables, the ship will change as well with those. But at the same time, it's like, is it really worth it though? Maybe. Like, you do get a premium, it's pretty much a premium ship Kita, so you can get that really nice credit bonus and commander XP bonus and the free XP bonus for getting a premium tier 9, which is really nice. Also for the tier 8, the Edinburgh, you can get the same thing for that. Tier 8 premiums and tier 9 premiums normally have the best economic bonus, so it's best to like the farm credits or get free XP or commander XP. So like, if you guys are looking for a Japanese premium or a British premium, these two are definitely a good option for that. But at the same time, I don't think $140 is worth 2 ships. I really don't think so. Not for these when there's a tech tree counterpart. But again, totally up to you guys. It goes down to your personal preferences and what you guys want. If you guys want to, you can. If not. But yeah, I'm glad I had RPF here. It definitely helped me out tremendously on hunting down that submarine. He also kind of just walked into there. So yeah, I'll take it. Free submarine kill, man. Always love getting a nice submarine kill. Very, very, very nice. But yeah, on this particular Kita, I have the build that I was showing. It has the RPF, no FHE. It's a more of like a standard DD build. I did take range mod for the module instead of the skill because I wanted RPF. But if you don't want RPF, you can always put the AFT skill in the 4th slot. You can do that instead and have the 6th module, which I have as range. You can have that instead to reload, so you have a better reload on the ship. It's more of a personal preference, like I said. So if you want RPF, you can do the build that I recommend, or if you don't want RPF, you can just do AFT or IFHE, and do the modules how you want to set up. Pretty much, you can do which you like. So it's more of a personal preference. So totally up to you guys for that one. But no, the reason why I'd recommend RPF so much at this point, it's such a, information is one of the most important things in World of Warships or like World of Tanks, knowing where your enemy is or having an idea where they are. So if you're playing as a DD, knowing where the enemy DD is or sub is really important. One, you can be prepared to dodge torpedoes. So since you are going to be ahead of your team, you're most likely to be running into the torpedoes that aren't meant for you, that are meant for your team. So it's definitely worth it to be able to be prepared to dodge the torpedoes and not just eat any unnecessary damage, because one torpedo can just knock out half or most of your health if you aren't careful. So you definitely need to watch out for that 100%. And having RPF there also made it where I was able to hunt down this DD as well. If I didn't have RPF, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So RPF is definitely a very useful skill nowadays. Before submarines were around, I really didn't take RPF on that many DDs. I did on a few, but nowadays I take it on almost everything. RPF is such a really important skill, but that's mostly for me to know where the enemy DD is and kind of hunt them down or to avoid them. Not everyone is trying to do like a DD hunting or like trying to know where the enemy is. You're just trying to either do more like raw damage to either battleships, cruisers, or torpedoes, or you're trying to do more damage with just gunboating. So I can definitely see like people have their own preferences and different play styles. So not everyone's going to want RPF, but with how often submarines are in matches now, including ranked, RPF is like a really important skill so that you're able to either hunt down the submarine or, you know, be able to, you know, avoid it. So either or one or the other. But yeah, we'll definitely see. I am curious about how many people are going to be wanting to buy these. So if you guys wouldn't mind telling me in the comments if you're interested in buying these or not interested, so I at least know. I'm not asking for a definite yes or no answer. I'm more like, is this something you guys would be interested in getting, like the Star Kita and the Star Edinburgh? Is this something you guys are interested in or you're not interested in? I would like to know your guys' opinion on them. Hopefully you're able just to buy the ships without the bundles, because I'm not a really big fan of bundles. I don't like when companies just put things behind bundles. It kind of aggravates me when they do that, because like if they wouldn't put things behind bundles, right? If they would just have things behind, or just have it where you can just buy something and not have it behind a bundle, I feel like a lot more people would just buy whatever it is, right? But having it gated behind like a bundle where you have to buy bundles to get it, or like have a chance of getting it and stuff like that, it's not really something that I enjoy, like at all. Like I do not enjoy it at all, like none. Like I don't like it at all, because I'm not 100% sure on how, as far as I'm aware, I was given the information that like the information I gave you earlier about the bundles, that's all the information we're given on them. But normally they either have these things behind a bundle, or you have to get like bundles that get a chance to get it. So some people may get it right away, some people may not. It's pretty much up in the air in that. So people may get a lot of them, some people may not. So I don't know. I guess we will I guess we'll find out then. But overall, I enjoy the Edinburgh Commander and Camouflage more than the Kitas. But again, that's more of my personal preference. Everyone has their own preferences, if they like the Kita more, or the Star Kita Camouflage or in voiceover more, if they like the Star Edinburgh's Camouflage and Camouflage more. It's definitely up to more personal preference. But I do like the gun sounds for both and the anti-air sounds. I think both of them are really cool. Yeah, this whole time, if you guys have been noticing, I've been spotted by, I thought it was the submarine, but it actually wasn't. It was their DD. Their DD was unspotted the whole match. Uh-oh. Oh. Sorry. I hate sneezing. Ugh. My apologies. Now with the Bismarck there, I get to free farm. So let's go. Sadly, with this particular match, I didn't get to farm that much, but I did like a bunch of raw DD and submarine damage. So I'm kind of curious on what my base XP for this match is going to be, because I don't remember. So I guess we'll see whenever it's actually when we're done with it. So we'll see. We still got about 3 minutes left of this match. If I remember correctly, I think most of this match was pretty much me just trying to run down their DD, because they do get a good job of pretty much just not getting spotted at all. And he also did a stellar job of just killing as many people on my team as possible. I believe he got 4 kills in the end, which is pretty impressive for the DD that he was playing. It was very, very impressive. Very impressive. Getting a lot of kills in a DD is really nice. It's always a really nice thing to see. Oh, if people that are still watching this video, what do you guys think of the Louisiana being in clan battles? I did take the day off when I was recording this, so I didn't get to play in the clan battles, but I will be tomorrow whenever this well actually I'll be playing clan battles soon. So yeah, whenever I was doing this recording, I'll be playing it soon, so we'll be seeing that. But I'm curious what you guys think of the Louisiana being in clan battles. As far as I'm aware, a lot of people are not enjoying the Louisiana being in clan battles. But it is the final week of clan battles. They've done this sort of testing before, I believe, with like whenever the Napoli was getting off of they did it with the Napoli. What else was there in the Petro? I believe they did it for, where they kind of like made it where people could play them at the final week just to get some kind of data to see how much the ship affected the meta or not. But as far as I'm aware right now, almost everyone's starting to run the Louisiana. Well, most people are going to be testing it to see how it goes, but a lot of people are just running the Louisiana. The Louisiana is like hybrids, like the hybridness is definitely something that takes a lot of getting used to, or being able to have a good understanding of doing it. But so you have to be able to play. You can't spend too much time in the planes, because if you do, you're pretty much just gonna not be able to shoot anything, and the enemy team is gonna know, oh, he's in the plane the whole time. I'm just gonna be able to rush the ship and not have to worry about it. So it does take a good understanding of when to use both, or use them. It's pretty much a good understanding of being able to use both. But yep, that is going to be it. If you guys have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments down below. But I do appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for being here. I do greatly appreciate, as always. But yep, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for being around, and I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.